You are listening to the Becoming the Wealthy You podcast with Jermaine Foley. If you're a woman who makes good money in your career or business, but you're not building wealth like you want to, then you're in the right place. In this podcast, you'll learn how to stop overspending, break free from the cycle of debt, save lots of cash, and become the wealthy woman you were born to be. Let's dive in. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I'm going to take you behind the scenes to share all of the updates I've made to my coaching program, the Wealthy Woman's Academy. Hint, it is a fully private program. I'm going to give you more details later. But for those of you who've been wanting or thinking about working with me, but you just weren't so sure about the group thing, this episode is for you. And for anyone who's just been thinking about getting help with your finances, you're like, I think I want to move past just listening to the podcast and I want Jermaine's help with my money, then I am going to give you all the details about my program. I'm going to tell you how I can help you. But I want to start off by just telling you how all of this came about. So I share my money story in episode number 2, which is titled My Not So Pretty Money Story. So if you haven't heard it, I invite you to go and listen to that. But in that episode, I talk about how, I'm a Christian. And one day I was sitting in my car and I was just thinking about the fact that I just paid off all this debt. I learned how to save. I learned how to stop overspending. I learned all of these tools and techniques. And I felt a little like, okay, so what's next? Like it was a little bit of emptiness in me. Like, okay, I did it. Now what? And I felt God speaking to me, not audibly, but just, how we can hear things, our intuition, God speaking to us. And it was like, I heard him say that this was not just for you. Like I didn't take you through all of this just for you and your family. This was so that you could also help other women who are specifically just like you. They make good money and they cringe at the thought of going on a strict budget. They can't imagine not going on vacation. They think that having to give up their lattes is just dumb, right? They work too hard to be able to go to a nice restaurant every now and then. That is who I did this for. Not just you, but for them too. And it took me a minute to really answer that call because I was afraid, I was nervous. This was something new. That meant I had to share my story. I had to tell people, what I went through, all the mistakes that I made financially. And then eventually I kind of got over myself. And I knew that if I kept my story to myself, if I kept all that I knew to myself, then I wouldn't be able to help all of you that I'm helping right now. And at this moment, this podcast has over 20,000 downloads. It's probably a lot more than that, but the last time I looked, which was a few months ago, it was over 20,000 downloads. And I get feedback from so many of you that literally this podcast has helped you to stop overspending. It's curbed your emotional spending. You've started to save for the first time. You've gotten some debt paid off. And so many of you are getting results just from this free podcast. It's like you're kind of taking the DIY approach, right? I'm here every week showing up, giving you value, and I do not hold back on this podcast. I give you everything I know. And a lot of you are getting results with that. I've even heard women who decide to work with me. They're like, I made so much progress just by listening to your podcast. And I knew I had to work with you so that I could accelerate things and have you in my corner and have you in my ear so that I can apply everything that you're telling me to do with your help into my specific situation. And so that is what the Wealthy Woman's Academy is for. It's for women who want to take the done with you approach versus the DIY approach. So let me kind of explain what that is. The DIY approach is listening to the podcast every week and kind of piecing together the things I give you, applying it to your life, making progress. But that's just a one-way conversation. And so many people get so much value from that. And again, I don't hold back. I give you everything I have. But then there's another group of you who are just like, okay, I want more. I want this to be a two-way conversation. I want Jermaine's brain on my money. I want to talk about my specific situation because we all have nuances, right, in our lives. We have things that we think are unique to us and we want to brainstorm on. You have unique triggers and patterns and habits that you want help actually working through. And that is where the Wealthy Woman's Academy comes in. It's for those of you who want to take the done with you approach, where it's just you, me, and your money. So today, I want to give you the nitty-gritty on what's inside my updated private one-to-one coaching program, the Wealthy Woman's Academy. So as of May 2025, the Wealthy Woman's Academy is a fully private one-on-one coaching program. For now, the group option has been phased out. You might be wondering why the shift? Well, it's because of what I've noticed in the program. Everyone absolutely loves and uses the private calls. That's where the real transformations happen because people feel comfortable. It's just me and them on Zoom. There's no one else listening in. They just feel a little bit more comfortable with everything. And therefore, the group calls were just not used as consistently. And so I decided to restructure things to give you what works best, that personalized hands-on support. So here's how it works. You get instant access to my course, The Wealthy Woman's Academy, which is a course that is like Netflix for your money. You get all that you can even imagine when it comes to finances. And the way I have it set up, it's easily digestible. So there are 7 modules, and within each module, there are a few lessons. And then those lessons are just small, short, straight to the point videos that you can listen to on the go or you can listen to whenever you need them. Okay. So a lot of times when I'm on a coaching call with someone and let's say they have an issue around creating their spending plan or around overspending, I'll say, hey, go into the course, module 3, lesson 4, and I go deeper into this so that they can really have support even in between our coaching sessions. So as soon as you join, you'll get an email. And that email gives you instant access to the course, and it also will give you a link to schedule your first session with me. So the next thing you get will be what I call 4 kickoff sessions. These kickoff sessions are designed for you to get a running start in the program. So these are sessions that are going to be an hour long, and you get 4 of them. And I really have designed it for you to get through those 4 sessions within the first 8 weeks of being in the program. Again, it's all about getting that clarity and that momentum and getting off to a strong start. You get 4 of those. And really the reason why I call them kickoff sessions is because that's what we're doing. We're kicking things off. We're going to look at where you are now, where you want to go, what's been getting in your way. We're going to coach on all of those things. And then we're going to take a deep dive into your income, your spending, your saving, your retirement, your debt, and your values. It's all about getting clear on where you are, where you want to go, no more avoiding. And again, it's just you, me, and your money. And these are the things you must do in order to make progress over the next year together. And so once you finish off with your kickoff sessions, you will then have access to 2 monthly momentum calls for the rest of the year. So you're in this program for an entire year because I believe that it takes 1 year to completely change your financial life. 1 year is the perfect amount of time to absolutely change your financial life. Now, when I first started coaching, I tried so many different time frames, right? 6 weeks. Oh, let's work together for 6 weeks. And then 12 weeks. And then I tried 6 months. And then I tried 4 months. And a year is the perfect amount of time because everyone is different. Some people, they get it right at the beginning. They are off to the races. Like they take the first steps and they just go. And then they fizzle out. And then if we're done by the time you fizzle out, then guess what? You're on your own. But if we're still working together, and let's say it's 4 months in and you're like, okay, I'm starting to lose my momentum. Guess what? I'm with you the entire time. So we're going to get back on track. Or I've also found that some people take a little longer out the gate. It takes them a little longer to like start to make the progress that they want. It takes them a little longer to change their habits. And they start really hitting their stride at about month 4 or 5. And then guess what? You still have the rest of the year to solidify that. So everyone is different. And I want to give you a luxurious amount of time to get what you came for, to get the results you want, no matter if you're a fast starter or if you're someone who takes a little longer to get going. No matter what, I'm with you. I'm in it with you. I'm helping you to stay motivated. I'm helping you to get back on track when things go left. When unexpected things happen in life, you have a money coach, someone who has been there and done that, not just for herself, but for other women as well, in your corner to help you troubleshoot and to continue moving forward no matter what. So again, after the kickoff phase, you will get 2 private 30-minute coaching sessions every single month. These are your anchor points, the structure that keeps you moving forward. In these calls, we will check your progress, realign your goals. Sometimes we have to tweak things a little bit. We're going to troubleshoot on what's not working. We're going to navigate any setbacks. And most importantly, you all, we will celebrate your wins because you will have lots of them. And I'm going to teach you these things. I'm going to teach you that you do not have to be perfect in order to build wealth. I'm going to teach you how to fail without quitting, because this is where so many people get stuck. This is where the year is so perfect, because guess what? We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to fail, but that is where most people quit. But if you're in a program like this, you're not going to quit. You're going to just get back on track. You're going to learn from your mistakes and learn how to give yourself grace and compassion instead of beating yourself up and giving up on yourself. You're also going to learn how to navigate unexpected expenses and what to do when life happens. You'll learn how to course correct, again, with compassion and grace, and get back on track without shame or guilt. This is the cornerstone of this program, learning how to treat yourself when you're not perfect. Because guess what? None of us are perfect. So in this program, it's not just about learning how to build wealth. It's learning how to keep going no matter what. Learning how to pause, reflect, and reset no matter what. Plus, we'll take time again to celebrate your wins. That is not fluff. That's actually neuroscience. When you stop and recognize your progress, it activates dopamine in your brain and helps you to stay motivated, and it reinforces success instead of just rushing past it to the next goal. That is something that we do often. Like, we hit a milestone and we just, okay, on to the next, instead of pausing and celebrating what you just accomplished and getting used to being the person who now has this goal, who now has $10,000 in the bank, right? So let's say that's your goal. You want to have 10K in the bank in your high yield savings account, and you get it. And instead of pausing and celebrating and getting used to being the person who has 10K in savings, you want to blow past that onto the next milestone. And guess what? You haven't gotten used to having the 10K. And a lot of times that's when we find ourselves spending it and reverting back to where we first started. So now let's go ahead and talk about who this program is for. This is for you if overspending, credit card debt, and little to no savings are areas you want to fix ASAP. So you're a woman who makes good money, but you just don't feel like it. You keep thinking you just need to earn more, but you know the truth. You've earned more, and you still find yourself wondering, where in the world is all my money going? So you think the answer is making more money, but the truth is, the answer is learning how to manage and grow the money you already have and changing your habits with the money you already have in your life, so that when you do make more, those habits are already in place and you actually feel like you got a raise the next time you do get one. This program is also for you if your career and business and other areas of your life are going well, but money is just that one area you just can't get right. If you find yourself stuck in the cycle of credit card debt, you pay them off only to run them back up again, this program is for you. If shopping is your go-to coping mechanism when you're bored, stressed, or overwhelmed, guess what? We're going to work on that in this program. If you've tried budgeting and spreadsheets and nothing has stuck before, this program additionally is for you. And the bottom line is, if you've mastered making money and spending money, but keeping it is just something you haven't figured out yet, again, this is for you. And if your investments are just okay, maybe you're just getting your match, at work with your 401k, but you're not doing more than that, The reason why is because these other things are not in place. Your overspending is probably keeping you stuck. The fact that you're stuck in the cycle of debt is not allowing you to be able to afford to invest more. Or if you have no emergency fund, I like to call it a life happens fund, so that you feel comfortable using it when life happens. If you don't have a nice chunk of cash just available to you, then yeah, investing more might not feel right. But I want to help you to get all of those foundations in place so that you can start taking advantage of compounding interest and investing even more than you are right now. Here's some other scenarios that I've just run across with my clients. So if you can relate to any of these, again, this program is exactly for you. If you're feeling pressure to keep up socially, maybe you're the successful one in your circle or your family, and you feel obligated to pay for things, even when, it leads to overspending and derailing your financial goals. If you can't resist sales or Instagram ads and you feel like shopping is controlling you, again, we really dive deep into overspending and impulse spending and emotional spending in this course. And then if you just feel like I need to do something, like I can't keep living like this. Maybe you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, and you're just like, it's time to fix this. Because if I don't fix it, then I'm going to continue to fall further and further and further behind. And most importantly, this program is for you if you still want to enjoy life while you get your money together. You're not trying to eat rice and beans. You're not trying to live on a really strict budget that doesn't allow you to have a latte or go on vacations or have nice outings at restaurants. If that does not resonate with you, and you want to learn my do both method, how to build wealth and enjoy life at the same time, then the Wealthy Woman's Academy is for you. This is for you, my friend. Okay, so now you might be thinking, okay, Jermaine, yes, this is what I need in my life, but how much does it cost? So let's talk numbers for a second. Here's what I really want you to realize. The average woman spends $317 per month on things she didn't plan for. These are impulse purchases, Amazon hauls, extra beauty products, eating out, etc. This coaching program, as of May 2025, is less than that each month, and the return on your investment is infinite and lifelong. When you stop overspending, when you pay off your credit card debt and stay out of debt, where you're no longer paying compounding interest to the credit card companies, and you start consistently saving and investing, your money will begin to make you money. You will begin to experience what Albert Einstein calls the eighth wonder of the world, compounding interest. He says those who understand it, earn it, and those who don't pay it. So a lot of us right now are paying compounding interest, right? To credit card companies. Every month they charge you 20, 30% interest. That's compounding interest that you pay versus earn. Once you stop overspending, break free from the cycle of credit card debt. I know that what that cycle is like. It's relentless. Once you have a significant chunk of money saved in a high yield savings account and you have freed up all that money to be able to enjoy your life and invest more, you will have an infinite return on your investment, not just within the first year of the program, but every year after that. For the rest of your life, it is off the charts, the return on your investment. So I want you to know that you're going to spend the money anyway. Again, the average person spends $317 randomly on stuff they can't even remember every month. You can continue to do that, or you can reallocate that money to a program that can literally change everything for you. So the truth is, this isn't another expense. This is an investment that eliminates unnecessary spending and gives you a clear financial path forward. Now, there are two payment options. You can do the monthly payment plan, or you can choose the pay in full option. And if you choose the pay in full option, you get a nice discount. And I've made those monthly payments affordable. And so if you are interested in learning what the specific prices are, all you have to do is go to my website, go to jermainefoley.com/WWA, and it's all listed there for you. That's jermainefoley.com/WWA, or you can, of course, go to the show notes and click on that link and you can see what the current pricing is. So again, if you're listening to me and you're like, Jermaine, this is what I need, I'm ready, then you have 2 ways to join. Keep in mind though, this is a 1-to-1 coaching program. So at the time of recording, there are spots available, but I'm one person. So as the spots fill up, there could be a waiting list. So you can go to jermainefoley.com/WWA. And if that button is working, that means there's a spot for you. And you can just join from there. You don't have to talk to me first. You can just literally join from there. Or you can book a complimentary consultation. For some of you, you may want to talk to me first. You may have some questions. You can go to jermainefoley.com/consult. If you want to talk it out with me first, I'd love to connect with you and help you to decide if this is the right next step for you. So whether you want to continue listening to the podcast and do it yourself, or if you're ready to partner with me inside of the Wealthy Woman's Academy, just know that wherever you are right now financially is not where you have to stay. You can change your financial life. If I can do it, anyone can do it. My money was a hot mess. I was the worst with money. I had over $200,000 worth of debt. I filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy. I used to overspend like it was nobody's business. I used to overdraft my account. I used to live on what they used to call check protect. That's when they would pay your overdrawn expenses and then charge you a fee every time they did it. Like my money, you guys, was a hot mess. And if I could change my life, then you can too. And I am an example of what is possible for you. And I would love to help you to become that example for yourself and for others in your life. And remember, you do not have to be perfect in order to build wealth, but you do have to be willing. And if you fall off, guess what? It's no problem. I'll be there to help you to get back on track. So if you've tried in the past and you want to use that against you, if your brain is trying to use the fact that you've tried in the past before, then guess what? You haven't tried this. So tell your brain, that's okay, brain. Yes, I tried other things in the past, but I've never tried this before. I've never worked with Jermaine before. So I'm going to give myself this shot. Do not let your brain keep you stuck in the same financial comfort zone you've been in for years by telling you that it won't work, that you've tried in the past, that you don't want anybody in your business, that you don't have time, that you can't afford it. Don't let your brain talk you out of doing this if this speaks to you. Now, if it's not speaking to you, by all means, that's fine. But if it is, then I want to invite you to take the step forward. Either go to jermainefoley.com/WWA and just join, and you'll get that email that will give you instant access to the Wealthy Woman's Academy and the link to book your first call. We could be on the phone, actually on Zoom within the next week or so, working on your money and changing your life. Or if you're someone who wants to talk to me first, you're welcome to book a consultation, a financial clarity consultation by going to jermainefoley.com/consult. And of course, both of those links are in the show notes, so you can go there and click on it or just go and visit on your own. All right. I hope this episode was helpful. And if you're ready, I will meet you in the Wealthy Woman's Academy. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Wait, before you go. Have you checked out my free class? It's all about the steps you need to take if you want to build wealth without going on a strict budget. To sign up, simply go to jermainefoley.com/wealth class. That's Jermaine with a G, Foley.com/wealth class. See you in there.